Hello, good evening, good afternoon, everybody, wherever you are. Welcome to this week's FX Outlook with Great White FX. So, without taking so much of your time, let's get down to business. So, we're going to start off with the economic calendar. So, we have rate news, rate statement coming out for the Aussie dollar, and we have for the New Zealand dollar, and we have FOMC coming in on Friday. So this week is going to be a little bit interesting. It's going to be a little bit interesting this coming week. So without taking so much, so that aside, let's get down to what we have. So looking at the Nasdaq, we're going to start with the Nasdaq. That's the US 100. This pair for now is bearish. On the weekly, it's bearish. On the daily, you can see it's bearish. It's making lower lows. And on the 4-hour time frame, it's still bearish. It's making lower lows. So, but if you look at this pair from the weekly perspective, there's this swing low. Price has broken it and closed below it. And as you know, most often, whenever a significant level of support is broken, you are most likely going to see a little bit of a retracement into the range that broke this low before price will continue back to the downside. So looking at the US 100, there is a possibility we might see a little bit of retracement between this range high to this range low, or even above it for price to a retracement before price continues back to the downside. So if we were to look at this on the 1 hour, I would say the bellwether level is to watch these equal highs. Should price rally and close above these equal highs, then that would be a break in market structure. Then any retracement might be a move higher above this level, above 11,547.8. So that's what we need to watch out for next week. So the next pair we're going to look at is dollar index. Looking at the dollar index on the weekly time frame is still bullish. This was the old high and this was the low that broke the old high. So we have a new daily range from this point from this low to this high. That's our new daily range. If we go down now to the daily time frame, we have a new daily range also on daily time frame. This high, that's from this low to this point. So price is still bullish on the weekly and the daily time frame, but on the 4-hour time frame, price is in a retracement. On the 4-hour time frame, price is in a retracement. So any rally on this pair might be an opportunity to see price move lower, probably towards, there's an imbalance here, there's a 4-hour imbalance, maybe to close this. But should price move below this, then you know most likely price may be coming down with this. So for the dollar index, as long as this low at 104.58 is not taken out, this pair will remain bullish to the upside. So any down move will be an opportunity to go long on this pair. So the next pair we're going to be looking at is the EURUSD. The EURUSD is still bearish. You can see it's making lower highs and lower lows. But on the 4-hour time frame, we have a short-term bullish scenario. As you can see, we had a stop hunt here, break in market structure, pull back, and a move higher. Price is now currently within this bearish order block on the 4-hour. So there's a possibility price may move lower to retrace higher, probably towards this level. But for now, the Euro USD is in a short-term bullish move correction before it continues back to the downside. The next one we're going to be looking at is the pound yen. The pound yen on the weekly is bearish. On the daily is still bearish. They have a lower high. This high has not been taken out. This high has not been taken out. Then we have this low. But on the 4 hour, we have a corrective move to the upside. We have this low, we have this high. Price fails to make a lower low. Instead, it made a lower, higher low. So we have a break in market structure here. So this pair, any down move on this pair might be an opportunity for a long, probably to fill this imbalance here. Short term, we have a bullish setup, but long term, we're still bearish on this pair. So we need to take that into cognizance. Next one we're going to look at is gold. Looking at gold from the weekly time frame, this pair is still bearish. As you can see, price has taken out this equal low. So there's a possibility we might see a little bit of a retracement, but it's still bearish for now. Looking at the daily, price is still bearish. No new highs yet. But if we look at the 4 hour, the 4 hour is telling us that we already have a bullish setup in place. We had this high, this low, this high, break below, and this impulse move, which took out this high and this high. So most likely price may retrace a bit before continuing back, maybe to target this high or probably here before moving back to the downside. As you can see, this significant level has been taken out, so there might be a retracement into this range between 1808.29. There might be a retracement into that range before price moves back to the downside. So the next pair we're going to be looking at is the EURGBP. This pair, for now, we have a break above this high. So the dealing range on the weekly is between 83.33 to this high at 92.78. So for now, this pair is still bullish on the weekly. On the daily, it's still bullish. Technically, it's still bullish on the weekly. Still bullish on the weekly because we have this low here. This low at 86.95 that broke this high. For overall dealing range, you can look at this low to this point. So if we go to the 4 hour time frame, looking at the 4 hour time frame, we now have a lower high on the 4 hour time frame and this low here. So the deal now with this 4 hour time frame is this. The turning point for this pair, for this Euro GBP is 80. Try and find low. Is this low here? I would say 86.96. As long as this low is not broken and we have a close below it to the downside, then this pair might still rally. But once this low at 86.91, that's this low here, pay attention to this level. That's at 86.91 is broken to the downside, then any rally on this pair will be an opportunity for a short position, probably towards 86.25, 85.5, 85.66, and probably this low here. So for now, this pair is still bullish, but it's in a corrective move on the 4 hour. The reversal will be confirmed if we get the move below 86.91. The next pair we're going to be looking at is GBPCHF. GBPCHF, from the weekly perspective, is being on the downside. Daily setup, downside. But on the 4 hour, we have a bullish situation taking place. So most likely, this pair might be gunning for either of these levels here. That's, it might be gunning for 1.1150 or this equal highs here. You can see these equal highs here. So for this pair, any pullback might be an opportunity to continue long for this place for 1150 as first objective, then maybe this level as the next target objective. But as that is happening, we need to take into cognizance this low here at 1116. 1116. So if we put that down on our chart, we find out that it might serve as an obstacle for this high, because if you notice, price broke it here, retraced to it, moved, retraded back to it, and dropped up. So if price comes in here and gets rejected again, we might see a pullback, but not as deep as this. But should price close above it with momentum, then we might see that we have a short-term low in place at 1.0173, and then price might most likely easily go for any of these highs. So that is it for the GBPCHF. The last pair we're going to look at is pound yen. Looking at the pound yen, the pound yen broke out of this consolidation, didn't take out this major low here, and rallied back up. If we look at it on the 4-hour time frame, it's still on the downside because we have a lower low and price is trying to make a lower high. But on the 4-hour time frame, we have a bullish setup to claim. So looking at this 4-hour time frame, if you look to your left, you'll notice that this was the last down candle before this major move down. So price, I can say, is within this area now. So as long as price does not take out this high at 164.44, there's a possibility that it may retrace a bit into this area or to fill this 4-hour imbalance before continuing back to the upside. But the yen pairs are a little bit dicey because last week the Bank of Japan intervened in the market, so you can't tell the level at which, because this was their intervention here, so you can't tell the level at which they might try to intervene in the market. That is strengthen the yen, because a down move on the yen yen pairs is strength for the yen, and up move on the yen pairs is weakness for the yen. So you can't tell the level they might want to come into again. So I would advise caution trading the yen pairs going into next week. So I thank everybody for taking their time to attend, and I wish everybody a blessed and beautiful week ahead. So I thank everybody for coming, and goodbye.